Welcome to the championship match of the 2014 Parkland Challenge. I'm your host, Mike Coulter. Mahomet-Seymour is competing in their third straight final, finishing second the last 2 years. They will face off against Bloomington, who's making their first championship match appearance. Let's go ahead and meet the players from both schools.
Welcome to the championship bracket of the 2014 Parkland Challenge. In our first semifinal, Mahomet-Seymour defeated Blue Ridge 440 to 300. In our second semifinal, Champaign Centennial fell to Bloomington 320 to 500. Bloomington will move on to face Mahomet-Seymour for the Parkland Challenge Championship.
I'm Earl, and I'm a senior.
I'm Alton, and I'm a junior.
I'm Sane, and I'm a junior.
I'm Liam, and I'm a junior.
I'm Nate, and I'm a junior.
My name is Cameron Earl. I'm a senior.
My name is Thara Vakil. I'm a senior.
My name is Lara Rosen, and I'm a senior.
My name is Justin Reed, and I'm a junior.
My name is Kevin Kaufman. I'm a junior.
My name is Vaughn Hage. I am a junior.
Both teams know the rules, so let's get started. What Midwestern metropolis has a river that flows backward? Muhammad Justin.
Chicago.
Chicago is correct. What 19th century Massachusetts educator is considered the founder of the U.S. public school system? Bloomington, Alton.
Dewey.
Not Dewey. You guys can confirm? Founder of the U.S. public school system.
19th century? No. It's 1900s. It wasn't 19th century. I don't know.
No answer.
Horace Mann.
We could have got that.
Bronze is a mix of copper and what other metal? Bloomington Earl.
Tin.
Tin is correct. In a 1991 film about gangster Benjamin Siegel, which starred Warren Beatty, what was Mr. Siegel's famous nickname? Muhammad, Kevin.
The Birdman.
Not Birdman.
I have no idea. No answer.
It was Bugsy. Bugsy Siegel. Designed by Ferdinand Porsche, which people's car went into production? Bloomington, Liam.
VW Beetle.
Yes, the Volkswagen Beetle. What is the lowest body of water on Earth? Muhammad Justin.
Dead Sea.
Dead Sea. Possum Kingdom State Park is in what southwestern state? Possum Kingdom. Bloomington, same.
Utah.
Not Utah.
Do you want to go with Nevada or Arizona?
Southwestern.
Yeah, I would say
Nevada or Arizona? Nevada?
No, it is in Texas. Possum Kingdom,
okay.
Texas.
That's southwestern?
How much is 2 bits? Bloomington Earl.
Fourth of a byte.
No. How much is 2 bits?
Oh, 25 cents, guys.
25 cents or a quarter. Yes.
Why
Why did British sailors have the nickname Limey? Muhammad Justin.
They ate limes to get rid of scurvy.
Yes, prevent scurvy. How many in a baker's dozen? Muhammad Kevin.
13.
13 is correct. What's the tibia? Bloomington Alton.
Okay, so it's like the one of the bones in your leg.
No, not correct. You guys.
The lower leg.
Is it the lower, front one?
Figure of the lower leg.
Or is it smaller?
No,
It's the bigger one.
the bigger bone in the lower leg.
Yes, shin bone, the larger bone of the lower leg. Is what we were looking for. Which Native American athlete was the king of Sweden's Muhammad Justin?
Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe, yes. He said, "Sir, you're the greatest athlete in the world." Using letters from their names, Harold Matson and Elliot Handler named their toy company what? Muhammad James.
Mattel?
Mattel is correct. What wild canine found throughout the South and West is also called a prairie? Bloomington.
Coyote.
The coyote, yes, the prairie wolf. What does NPR stand for? Bloomington Earl.
National Public Radio.
National Public Radio. What federal organization was formed to control the flood-prone Tennessee River? Muhammad James.
Tennessee Valley Authority?
Yes, the TVA. Who was the Lone Ranger's great-grand Muhammad Justin?
Tonto.
No. Who's the Lone Ranger's great-grand-nephew?
No idea.
It was the Green Hornet. Fun fact there. What do you call the transition of a substance from gaseous into liquid? Muhammad James.
Sublimation.
No.
Condensation.
Condensation,
Oh,
yes.
crap. Sorry.
What president on Mount Rushmore sports a mustache? Bloomington Earl.
The Earl Roosevelt.
Yes, Roosevelt. Who was the first woman to become a regular solo anchor of a major network evening news? First woman to become a regular solo anchor. Muhammad James.
Katie Couric.
Katie Couric is correct. The tiny nation of Maldives is found in what ocean? Muhammad.
Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean. Which fruit is also called the Chinese gooseberry? Muhammad Kevin.
Kiwi.
Kiwi is correct. What was the final destination of the first U.S. paddle wheel steamboat, which departed from Pittsburgh? Muhammad Justin.
San Francisco.
No.
New Orleans.
New Orleans is correct. What status did scientists downgrade Pluto to? Bloomington Liam.
Dwarf planet.
Dwarf planet is the right answer.
Still technically.
What ship rescues Ishmael at the end of Moby Dick? Bloomington Alton.
Okay, so yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, you guys can confirm?
I was going to go with Natchez.
I figured you would know.
It's destroyed.
Pequod. Let's just go with it.
Pequod.
No, the Rachel. The Rachel.
Rachel.
By what name were advocates of women's voting rights in the early 20th century? Muhammad Justin.
Suffragists.
Suffragists, yes. On what old TV show that was made into a movie starring Will Ferrell would you find Chaka and the Slee Stacks? Muhammad Kevin.
Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost is correct. What city's streets and sidewalks received 175 tons of daily excrement deposits before a pooper scooper law was passed in 1978? Bloomington Alton.
New York City.
New York City is the right answer.
Oh.
If you are driving the Going to the Sun Road in glacial Bloomington Alton.
I was asked for Glacier National Park. Okay. No.
Okay, I'll read the whole question for you guys. If you're driving the Going to the Sun Road in Glacial National Park, what state are you in?
Alaska?
No.
It's one of the Great Lakes states. Minnesota? Let's try it.
Need an
I
answer?
don't think so. Minnesota.
No, Montana.
Yeah,
Okay.
somewhere.
All right, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to Muhammad.
Hi, I'm Steve Rutledge, and I teach developmental English here at Parkland College. Sophie Shaw lived during World War II in Nazi Germany, and she and a small band of her college friends and a few professors wrote and distributed anti-Nazi literature right in Germany, right in front of the Nazis. My question for you is this: what is the name of Sophie Scholl's Nazi resistance group?
Order of the Rose, I think.
Order of the Rose.
Okay.
Sophie Scholl, her brother, and her friends called themselves the White Rose. And as I said, the story didn't end with their execution. Their final pamphlet eventually was smuggled out of Germany into Switzerland, and eventually Allied bombers distributed thousands of the leaflets all across Germany.
Okay. A 1989 film told the tale of Captain Robert Gould Shaw, leader of a black regiment in the Civil War. Muhammad Justin.
54th Massachusetts.
No, I'll finish the question for you guys. A leader of a black regiment in the Civil War. What was this movie's one-word title?
Glory.
Glory is correct.
Yeah.
The top sitcom of the 1960s starred a Southern comic as a Southern sheriff who had a son, Bloomington Earl.
The Andy.
No answer. You guys can
The Andy Griffith Show.
Andy Griffith Show is correct. His son was Ron Howard.
What?
One Liberty Place at 61 stories is the tallest building in what historic metropolis? Bloomington Earl.
New York City.
Not New York City.
Philadelphia.
Okay.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Yes. Which part of the human body is examined using an otoscope? Otoscope. Bloomington, same.
The ear.
The ear, yes.
How do you spell that one?
O-T-O-S-C-O-P.
O-T. Okay, I was wondering if it was a T or a D.
What type of wild animal congregates in herds at the Hardware Ranch in Logan, Utah? Bloomington Earl.
Buffalo.
Not buffalo.
Maybe.
Yes.
Reindeer.
No, it's elk.
Close enough.
Who became the first head of the U.S. Treasury in 1789? Muhammad Justin.
Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton, yes. What color are the custom-made leather loafers Pope Benedict? Bloomington Alton.
Red.
Red, yes. They're red loafers. Which side is starboard? Bloomington, same.
Right.
The right side, yes. Who played Sofia in The Color Purple in 1985? Bloomington Alton.
Like Oprah?
Oprah Winfrey,
Okay.
yes. Who was the first African American to appear on a U.S. coin? Bloomington Earl.
Frederick Douglass.
Not Frederick Douglass.
Soldier of Truth.
Yeah,
Sojourner
I think you're right.
Truth?
No, Booker T. Washington.
I can't.
Booker T. Washington. What document did President Andrew What document did President Andrew Johnson want a copy of placed under his head upon his burial? Muhammad Justin.
Constitution?
Yes, the U.S. Constitution. What Southeast Asian country is second only to Brazil as the world's leading producer of green coffee? Bloomington Earl.
Malaysia.
Not Malaysia.
Southeast Asian country?
Maybe Indonesia.
Let's try that.
Indonesia.
No, it's Vietnam.
Okay.
Cool.
In traditional Chinese medicine, which name is given to the pathways that qi or energy follow? Chakras, meridians, or continuums? Bloomington Alton.
Chakras?
Not chakras.
Meridians.
Let's go with meridians.
Meridians.
Meridians is
Yeah.
correct. Microsoft Corporation was founded by Bill Gates and what other person? Bloomington Earl.
Balmer.
No.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Let's go Steve Jobs.
No.
No, he was with Steve Jobs and
I
Steve
have no idea.
Yeah.
No answer.
Paul Allen. Paul Allen.
Oh, I should know that too. I read a
If you're
thing.
viewing the animals at the Audubon Park Zoo, what southern metropolis are you in? Muhammad Justin.
Munich.
Not Munich.
It's
Atlanta?
No, New Orleans.
Yeah, it was New Orleans.
America's oldest amusement park is Bristol. In what New England state? Bloomington Earl.
Massachusetts.
No.
Bristol.
New England state.
Bristol. Connecticut?
Connecticut. Maybe.
Connecticut, yes. What year was the iPod first available for sale? Bloomington Earl.
2004.
No.
2002.
I think it's 02.
2002.
No, 2001.
Dang it.
None of us were right.
The Great Smoky Mountains have the Smoky Mountain Passion Play, whose subject is Jesus. Who's the subject of the companion play, Damascus Road? Muhammad James.
Paul?
Yes.
Or Saul
Apostle Paul.
Tarshish?
Yeah, St. Paul.
What country music duo released a 1995 album, their first duet in 15 years? Country music duo. Muhammad Justin.
Johnny Cash and... no answer.
No, you guys don't know.
I don't know country music at all.
Okay, George Jones and Tammy Wynette.
No, it was wrong anyway.
All right, that's the end of our first round. We'll be back with the lightning round right
continue.
after this. The Bulldogs are off to a fast start as they lead the Purple Raiders 210 to 140. Let's see if that changes in our lightning round. A tweet restricts you to how many characters? Bloomington Earl.
140 characters.
140, including spaces. What is Captain America's real name? Bloomington Alton.
It's Steve Rogers.
Yes, Steve Rogers. What are male bees known as? Muhammad Justin.
Drones.
Drones is correct. Who directed The Village, Unbreakable, Signs, and The Sixth Sense? Bloomington Alton.
So it's by the guy who did.
No answer. M. Night Shyamalan. What was the pseudonym of William Sidney Porter? Bloomington Alton.
O. Henry.
O. Henry is correct. What element has the atomic symbol Hg? Bloomington Earl.
Mercury.
Mercury is correct. In 2006, who bought YouTube for $165? Bloomington Liam.
Google.
Google is the right answer. What does myo mean in myocardial? Bloomington same.
Muscle.
Muscle is correct. Which computer viruses named after an invertebrate multiply on their own? Bloomington same.
A worm.
A worm is right. Worms. What Asian nation was not invaded by enemy forces between 1275 and 1944? Bloomington Alton.
Japan.
Japan is correct. Yeah. Who is the Greek goddess of love and beauty? Muhammad Justin.
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite is correct. Name the horse racing term that is equal to 220 yards. Bloomington same.
Furlong.
Furlong is right. What major California city is capital of Silicon Valley? Bloomington Alton.
That's like San Francisco?
Not San Francisco, San Jose.
Sorry.
San Jose. What name is given? Oh, In the U.S., who's on the dime? Muhammad, James.
Eisenhower.
Not Eisenhower, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. The only tea plantation in the U.S. resides in what southern state? That is South Carolina. What did the Italian scientist Alessandro Volta invent in 1800? Bloomington, Alton.
The battery.
Yes, the electric battery. What is Canada's most populous province? Bloomington, same.
Ontario.
Ontario is correct. What African country has the greatest surface area? Bloomington, same.
Algeria.
Not Algeria, the Sudan.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, the same thing?
No,
Wait,
because
no.
Sudan has recently changed its area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
It's
We'll
not
check
smaller.
that and we'll tell you what the answer is right after that. What is the next number in this series? 4, 16, 64, 256. Bloomington, Liam.
512.
No, 1024. 2024. What sentence featuring two animals is famed for using every letter in the alphabet? Bloomington, Earl.
A fox and a dog. Do you want the sentence?
Yeah, I want the sentence.
Okay, a quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
Yes, that is correct. Good job. A group of lions is a pride, a group of elephants is a herd. What is a group of leopards? That is a leap of leopards. All right, good lightning round. We'll be back with our final round and see who's the champion for 2014 right after this. Bloomington takes the lead on the strong lightning round. They lead Mahomet-Seymour 240 to 220 as we head to the final round of the 2014 Parkland Challenge. Let's get started. What classic Gothic novel of 1818 was subtitled The Modern Prometheus? Bloomington, Alton.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, yes, by Mary Shelley. What evening soap's November 21st, 1980 episode was one of the top-rated TV shows of all time? Here's a hint. One character, J.R. Bloomington, Alton.
Dallas.
Dallas is correct. What tropical disease is caused by Plasmodium? And often, Bloomington, same.
Malaria.
Malaria is the correct answer. In the Harry Potter series, what house does Harry belong to? Muhammad Justin.
Gryffindor.
Yes, thanks for pronouncing that for me. Who once said the hardest thing in the world to understand is the income tax? Bloomington Earl.
Milton Friedman.
Not Friedman. You guys can confer?
I almost forgot.
Galbraith.
Okay, sure.
Galbraith.
No, Albert Einstein. So you've got an excuse if yours is wrong now. What is the name of the brightest star in the night sky? Bloomington Liam.
Sirius.
Yes, yes. What organization registers purebred pooches? Bloomington.
American Kennel Association.
No, not American Kennel Association.
American King.
American Canine Association.
No, it's American Kennel Club.
Oh yeah, that's
What author advocated nonviolent resistance? Muhammad Justin.
Thoreau.
Yes, Henry David Thoreau. Good answer.
So did everyone.
Which successful general in the Mexican-American War succeeded James K. Polk? Muhammad Justin.
Taylor.
Zachary Taylor. Yes. What month of the year did Neil Armstrong first walk on the moon? Bloomington Earl.
July.
July is the right answer. In what novel is there an eccentric character named Ben Gunn? Bloomington Alton.
Treasure Island.
Treasure Island is correct. It is possible to drive through 3 consecutive U.S. states, one right after the other, whose spellings all begin with the same letter of the alphabet. What are these 3 states? Muhammad James.
Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa.
Yes, that is correct. What future U.S. president received the last rites of the Catholic Church? Muhammad Justin.
John F. Kennedy.
Yes, Kennedy, but it was following a spinal surgery in 1954. What famous American writer's gravestone epitaph is also the last line from one of his novels? So we beat on, boats against the current. Muhammad.
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald, yes. Scott Fitzgerald. Which hormone produced in the adrenal medulla is released in dangerous situations? Muhammad James.
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline is correct. Which journal is covering the Blitz in World War II era London? Muhammad Justin.
Morrow.
Yes, Edward R. Murrow. Good night and good luck was what he said. What was the first expansion team to win a World Series? Muhammad Justin.
Florida Marlins.
No, not the Florida Marlins. You guys can confirm?
Expansion teams. I don't know what that means. Kansas City Royals.
No, New York Mets.
Oh yeah.
New York Mets were the first. A Spanish priest named Ignatius of Loyola was the founder of what religious order? Muhammad. They buzzed in. Sorry.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Muhammad Dave.
The Loyola. I don't know.
No, you guys can confer now.
Okay.
What religious order of
Jesuits.
men?
Jesuits.
Yes.
Jesuits.
Okay.
America's fourth coast is the Great Lakes, connected by the St. Lawrence Seaway. What nation shared this project? Muhammad James.
Canada.
Canada is correct. In February of 1909, what great Apache leader died at Fort Sill? Muhammad Justin.
Geronimo.
Geronimo is the Apache leader. What coin collecting association, whose initials are A&A, exhibits a dazzling coin collection in Colorado Springs? Bloomington, same.
American Numismatics Association.
That is correct. Who was the last president to represent the Whig Party? Muhammad Justin.
Taylor.
Not Taylor.
I think Fillmore was awake. Yeah.
Fillmore.
Fillmore,
Yeah.
yes, Lord
Did a
Fillmore.
report on him.
According to criminal law, how many people do you need to have a riot? Bloomington Earl.
50.
No, not 50. Yes.
I think it's 10. I think it's 10.
10.
No, it only takes 3.
Oh.
3 people can have a riot.
Guys, let's
Which
go start
noted
over.
American architect's winter home? Tell us, Bloomington Earl.
Right.
Frank Lloyd Wright, yes. Tell us, son.
Calculus and West.
The rim of the World Highway is in what scenic western state? Rim of the World Highway. Bloomington Earl.
Alaska.
Not Alaska.
California. That's not. It's either California or Nevada.
Nevada.
No, California. So the one with the first instinct. What type of engines power jet airplanes? Bloomington Liam.
Gas turbines.
Turbines, yes, turbines. What is the long, bristly teeth of a blue whale called? Muhammad Justin. You guys can first?
Yeah, Bailey.
Baleen.
Baleen is correct. Which side? Oh, it's time for this round's video question. This one goes to Bloomington.
Hi, John Ross from the automotive program at Parkland College. My question for you today is, in the automobile we use a gasoline engine. That gasoline engine works off of the 4-stroke cycle. I'd like to know, what are those 4 strokes and in what order they occur?
So,
Say it.
Say it. Okay. So injection, compression, ignition, and expansion.
So the answer to my question, the 4-stroke cycle, the 4 strokes are, in order, intake, compression, power, exhaust.
All right, let's finish up the game. What is the capital of Jamaica? Bloomington Earl.
Kingston.
Kingston, Jamaica. What is the largest member of the dolphin family? Muhammad Justin.
Orca.
Yes, the killer whale, yes. What is the name of the boulevard on which Fort Knox is located? Muhammad Justin.
Patton Road.
Not Patton Road.
Anything? Gold. Sunset Boulevard.
No, Bullion Boulevard.
Gold bullion.
Where did diarist Anne Frank die in 1945? Muhammad Justin.
Buchenwald.
No.
Was that
Auschwitz is going to be the death camp.
Auschwitz.
No, Bergen-Belsen concentration camp.
Okay. Yeah.
What Mormon university? Bloomington Earl.
BYU.
Yes, Brigham Young. What year did women gain the right to vote in Canada? Muhammad Justin.
1900.
Not 1900.
1910.
Go for it.
1910.
No, 1917. 1917. Lehigh University in Pennsylvania has one of America's oldest festivals, celebrating what great baroque composer? Bloomington Alton.
Bach.
Yes, Johann Sebastian Bach. In Agatha Christie's novel Murder on the Orient Express, who did it? Bloomington Alton.
Like everyone?
Everyone, yes, everyone did it. Who was the president of the United States when Uncle Sam first got a beard? Bloomington Earl.
Woodrow Wilson.
Not Wilson. You guys can confirm?
Teddy.
Teddy Roosevelt.
No, it was Abraham Lincoln. What famous Capitol building sits on Jenkins Hill? That's the U.S. Capitol in Washington.
Oh.
On which real London street does the fictional detective Bloomington Alton?
Baker Street.
Baker Street is right. Sherlock Holmes. What popular weekly magazine awarded the J. Fred Muggs Award for people who made monkeys of themselves? Bloomington, all
Like Mad Magazine?
Not Mad Magazine. You guys can confirm.
That's the only thing I think of.
People.
No, TV Guide. TV Guide. What does NCSA stand for? That's National Center for Supercomputing Applications. The town of Stowe calls itself the ski capital of the East. What New England state is it in?
Vermont.
Vermont, yes. What is a barley or other grain that's steeped, germinated, and then dried? That is malt. Malt. Modern Maturity is a magazine of what huge organization for people over 50? Bloomington Earl.
AARP.
Yes, AARP. The Peloponnesian War was fought between Athens, Mahomet,
Sparta.
Sparta, yes, Athens and Sparta. What nation will need an estimated 4,300 years to remove the 10 million landmines left there by the Mahomet Justin?
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, yes, by the Soviet Union. What is the world's longest river? Mahomet Justin.
Nile.
The Nile is correct. What enormous state college in the South has a much-visited rural life museum? Mahomet Justin.
LSU.
LSU is right. Which of these metals is not magnetic? Iron, nickel, cobalt, or aluminum? Bloomington, same.
Aluminum.
Aluminum is right. In which Pakistani city was Osama bin Laden? Mahomet Justin.
Islamabad.
No, not Islamabad.
Yeah, Abbottabad.
Yes, that's correct. Who is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? Mahomet
Roberts.
Roberts, yes. What is a best-selling magazine in the United States? Mahomet James.
Parade.
No, not Parade.
Time. Go for it. Time.
No, TV Guide. TV Guide. What is the only food a koala bear will eat? Mahomet Earl. Or, I'm sorry, Bloomington Earl.
Eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus. Leaves of the eucalyptus tree. What country was the site of the Bay of Pigs invasion? Bloomington Earl.
Cuba.
Cuba. That's correct. What historical figure supposedly used a bow and arrow to shoot an apple? Mahomet Justin.
William Tell.
William Tell is correct. What is both a software brand and an artifact that helped decode Egyptian Muhammad? Kevin.
Rosetta Stone.
Yes, Rosetta Stone. Who came first, Socrates, Plato, or Camus? Mahomet Justin.
Socrates.
Socrates is correct. Around what planet does the moon Titan orbit? Mahomet Justin.
Saturn.
Saturn is correct. Oh, we really got moving there. That's the end of our game. We'll figure out the score and tell you who's the champion of 2014 right after this. Well, it's a great 2014 Parkland Challenge. Seamus Riley, Vice President of Institutional Advancement, is here to present the runner-up trophy to Mahomet-Seymour.
Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations.
And our 2014 Parkland Challenge champion, Bloomington. Here you go.
Congrats to this. Congratulations. Well done. Excellent competition. Well done. Excellent. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
All right. Well, it was a great 2014. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back here next year with brand new teams and a brand new tournament. Thanks for joining us.